Welcome, welcome. So I hope this is streaming. It looks a bit confused, so let's just go ahead and continue with this conversation. We're talking today about the mind and preparation for meditation. How do we go deeper into the states of the mind that we can bliss, peace, softness, gentleness, and relinquishing all the attachments that we have that are causing suffering, destruction, disconnection, and the like. Because the state of the mind is what we focus on in meditation. It's all about the state of the mind. How is our mind responding? And meditation is feedback. Like everything in life, we get feedback. So it's important not to judge how we meditate, because judgment can get in the way, can become an impediment to letting go. So how does one let go? It's kind of like, how does one get wet with the ocean in front of us, dive in? I would describe it more as a falling into meditation. Falling into meditation. That's how I would like to frame it. You fall into meditation. I'll give you some steps and some advice and some tips on how to set the right environment, set the right state, for the right state to be nurtured, because setting the right environment is going to help. So let's progress a little bit to suffering, because the state of human existence is suffering. It's what the Buddha described as dukkha, and it's something we all face, whether it's every day or it's just a stage of our lives when we confronted with a lot of suffering. We have to face adversity. All of us are going to face dukkha. All of us are going to face suffering, and all of us will have to acknowledge that we live in a world that is impermanent. We cannot control everything, of course. And when we look inside of us, when we look within, we can see that the causes of suffering are often disconnection. The mental attachment to the idea of separation, the fact that we really believe it's true, we really believe that we are somehow separate, somehow different, somehow more important than others, and that we are disconnected, we are separate. Truly, there's no part of you that's separate from your experience. You're part of this experience called life. It may feel like you're separate, but it's just an illusion. Resting in stillness is really helpful. So when you rest in stillness, you experience an expanded sense of self, and ultimately this connection is resolved, because when you're in this state of peace, when you're in the ocean, you're in this blissful, peaceful state, and all of your problems are resolved because you are connected. So the disconnection falls away. The suffering of that disconnection falls away, and we can reside in unity consciousness, in bliss, in connection to the sacredness and beauty of life itself. In that state, we arrive at an inner knowingness that we are part of the ocean of life, not separate, not less than, not greater than. We are part of the ocean, part of the delightful blue sea, the expanse of the blue sea. When we feel separate, we tend to label, we tend to isolate ourselves, and we tend to be fear-based. This labeling is particularly popular in our Western modalities, in our Western sciences. I would posit that the more labeling we do, the more separate we feel. To look more into meditation and aim at arriving at a more fulfilling space where the observer that lies within can breathe deeper and just be. The constant reality everyone has to face and resolve and preferably navigate through where possible is the reality of change and impermanence, of all states arising and falling away, including ourselves. Life is this grand happening, and you are part of the experience, not separate from it. Just like each water molecule is part of the ocean, it's of the ocean. The nature of that water molecule is water. It's within the ocean itself. So we are part of life itself. We're part of the nature of life itself. And this experience can be truly momentous. It can be truly wonderful and marvelous. And I'm sure each of you have experienced peaks of ecstasy, peaks of experience, of happiness. And when we reside in meditation, this is where we nourish our inner self and our connection to this greater whole, the divine states, the unity consciousness that I spoke of before. The inner peace, this is what is nurtured. We've nurtured this fertile garden within. And this is about nurturing the mind, as I spoke of before. The sense of separation we feel is an illusion, and the illusion comes to us by the very nature of ourselves, the nature of our minds, the nature of our ego, and that's created through our thinking. In meditation, we can also experience a sense of separation. It's important to highlight some tools and tips to help your meditation practice. Meditation is not about fighting thoughts or fighting the feelings that naturally or spontaneously arise. It's not about having any resistance at all. It's not about stopping something from happening. It's not about trying to manipulate your thoughts or control your thoughts. The ultimate meditation, resting in stillness and just letting things be. Meditation is not a religion. It's not hypnosis. It's simply residing in stillness, cultivating discernment, connecting to what is real, and observing what presents itself. What presents itself is showing you something. It's giving you feedback. What is the mind? What is within me? How am I feeling? Ultimately, a meditation practice is about self-knowledge. It requires patience. Without patience, how can we meditate? Meditation is acceptance. It's about accepting where you are and meeting how life is, confronting the realities of the world. It's not designed as an escape from the world where all your problems will go away. It's very important that we see this as a part of our lives and like a piece of the puzzle. Like you drink water, which doesn't mean to say that you don't need to eat if you meditate. So all of these things need to be balanced. We need to take care of our bodies and we need to take care of our minds. There's a symbiosis, there's a synergy. They do go together, they affect each other, of course. However, focusing just on meditation will take you away from maybe having to eat, having to go to the toilet, having to work, having to deal with family issues, relationship issues, money issues. So meditation reflects life. However, it's important that it's not an escape from life. It shows how life is. Further, it's important to develop kindness. This is very important that we develop kindness for ourselves, that we nurture ourselves. How do we prepare for meditation? So I've spoken quite a few times about stillness, about being still. So if you have a lot of nervous energy, go have a run, go jump up and down 100 times. And then when you come to your meditation practice, you'll have released a lot of nervous energy, a lot of tension, maybe your body will be able to ease into your meditation because it'll already be ready to get into a relaxed state and get in to switch on the parasympathetic nervous system state. So it's a steady state, it's a still state, and it's a relaxed state. Relax the face, relax the shoulders. Sit comfortably. So always when you're beginning meditation, if you are sitting, some people lie down, stand up, whatever your practice is, it's important to reside in a comfortable position, in a steady positions. And then what is the process? We gradually withdraw the senses. One by one, we withdraw the senses. We start with the body, and then we move into the breath, more subtle states of the breath, and then we move from there. So stilling the body is the number one step in meditation. Then we attune to the serenity of the breath, the beauty of the breath, and that will take us into beautiful states of consciousness. Meditation turns the mind inwards, so closing the eyes is helpful. There are some traditions of open-eyed meditation too, which I won't talk about right now. The ultimate state of meditation is a state of concentration, sharpness and softness experienced together. So there's a stableness, a steadiness, a focus, yet we also relax. So that is what meditation is about. That's the ultimate meditation, that we focus, that we also relax. So I hope these thoughts are helpful to you. Let me know in the comments below. Click like the channel and feel free to ask any questions. I'm David Starlight, and it's been an absolute pleasure to be with you today in the stream of consciousness, and wishing you a wonderful weekend. Thank you.